In this presentation, Dr. Alexandra Rutkowska from Detox ED Limited and the Medical University of Gdansk will share 10 key facts about construction materials and their adverse effects on human health, with a particular focus on hazardous substances present in indoor environments.
On average, we spend around 80% of our time indoors. This means that indoor environments play a decisive role in shaping our health. Air quality, ventilation, and chemical emissions from building materials determine our exposure to hazardous substances, allergens, and endocrine-disrupting compounds. Poor indoor environments can contribute to respiratory diseases, allergies, and chronic health conditions, highlighting the importance of designing buildings with non-toxic materials and healthy indoor air. Indoors, we're exposed to a wide range of hazardous substances. These include brominated flame retardants, phthalates, bisphenol A and S, and nonylphenol. Many of these chemicals are commonly found in construction materials, furniture, electronics, and everyday household products. Scientific evidence shows that long-term exposure to these substances can adversely affect multiple biological systems. Hazardous substances can cause a broad spectrum of adverse health effects. Many act as endocrine disruptors, interfering with hormone signaling. Others can be carcinogenic, reprotoxic, mutagenic, or toxic to multiple organs. Ultimately, these substances can disrupt the body's homeostasis, undermining normal physiological balance and long-term health. When it comes to toxic substances, dose matters. However, not always in a linear way. Endocrine disruptors can exert effects at extremely low doses, similar to natural hormones, and these effects are not always predictable based on dose alone. Additionally, real-life exposure involves mixtures of chemicals, and vulnerable populations, such as infants and children, often carry a higher body burden than adults for the same level of exposure. Endocrine disruptors do not always act in their original form. After entering the body, they can be metabolized into compounds that are even more biologically active and potentially more harmful than the parent substance. This makes risk assessment particularly complex and highlights the limitations of evaluating chemicals in isolation. In reality, we are never exposed to a single substance at a time. Instead, we are continuously exposed to complex mixtures of chemicals, each with different biological effects. These combined exposures may produce additive or even synergistic effects, increasing overall health risks beyond what would be expected from individual substances alone. The route of exposure plays a critical role in determining how much of a substance enters the body. Hazardous substances can be absorbed through inhalation, ingestion, or through the skin. Differences in exposure route affect bioavailability and distribution in the body, influencing the severity and type of health effects observed. Construction materials are a significant indoor source of hazardous substances. Materials such as insulation, flooring, adhesives, and paints can continuously emit chemicals into indoor air over long periods of time. These emissions contribute to chronic exposure and increase the risk of adverse health effects, particularly in poorly ventilated spaces. Exposure to hazardous substances has been linked to numerous health conditions. These include hormone-dependent cancers, metabolic disorders such as obesity and diabetes, fertility problems, developmental disorders, and cardiovascular diseases. Neurodevelopmental conditions, allergy, asthma, thyroid disorders, and adverse pregnancy outcomes have also been associated with chronic chemical exposure. Hazardous substances released from building materials can disrupt metabolic, reproductive, and endocrine systems. Volatile organic compounds, endocrine disruptors, and flame retardants can interfere with hormone regulation, impair fertility, and alter normal metabolic processes. Reducing these risks requires safer material choices, effective ventilation, and continuous monitoring of indoor air quality. Timing of exposure is critical. The first trimester of pregnancy, early childhood, and periods of rapid development represent windows of heightened vulnerability. Behaviors such as hand-to-mouth activity in young children further increase exposure risks. During these sensitive periods, even low-level exposures can lead to long-lasting health effects. Endocrine disruptors pose significant risks during pregnancy and early development. These chemicals can interfere with hormonal signaling essential for fetal growth and can induce epigenetic changes that alter gene expression. Such changes may increase the risk of metabolic, reproductive, and neurodevelopmental disorders later in life, with effects that may persist across generations. Hazardous substances from homes and environmental pollution contribute to a major global health burden. Globally, pollution is estimated to cause 9 million deaths every year, around 1 in 6 deaths worldwide. Importantly, many exposures are preventable. Through informed choices in materials, products, and policies, we can significantly reduce health risks. Now is the time to act. Each of us has the power to make healthier choices at home and in the built environment. The question is, what are you changing today?